Can't nobody stop me, I feel like I'm Kobe. Can't nobody stop me, I feel like you Kobe. Number 8.
We do this every week, man.
We're not gonna start the show off arguing.
Why not?
We are not. Look, we're not talking about.
It's your boy Black Spider.
Co-host Chris Brazy.
Man, it's about to go down. Spider Sports Cave episode 7.
We have a great show for you today.
We got a lot to talk about.
Don't miss it.
They ready?
Miss it. I don't think they ready.
Is you ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
I don't think so.
You not?
It's just that good.
You know what it is? Here you go. The ball.
I'm ready, baby.
You ready now?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Spider Sports Cave. Hey man, I think this gonna be my last week, bro.
What on your current job or what?
No, on this show.
Why is that?
I know we talked about it, but I'm not really feeling the togetherness, man. I know we do the show, and I apologize for all y'all viewers and stuff, but I'm just not feeling. What you do this weekend?
Like, what you mean this weekend? Because it ain't came yet.
This past weekend.
Oh, man. I went to Houston this past weekend.
Just stop. Stop. You skipped out on my barbecue to go to Houston?
Yes.
And you didn't invite your boy?
Because you had a barbecue.
You my only friend.
Look, man, I was trying to do some things that's going to put us in a position to do some other things. Can I have my ball?
Guess how many people was at my barbecue?
Can I have my ball?
Guess how many people was at my barbecue?
I guess after you give me my ball. Please.
No, you get the ball if you get the right answer.
0.
Yes! You know why there was only 0 people at my barbecue?
Because I'm your only friend.
And you didn't come to go to Houston. Tell me what happened in Houston that was so important that you had to go.
So, I went to Houston because I'm trying to put us in a position to where we are very successful. I'm trying to make our dreams come true.
Successful like the dying thing?
Think about this. You fly.
Oh, Lord.
I film. We die. We go viral, cuz. So me being in Houston was me filming. So we can go viral. That's why I was in Houston.
Can I see the ball?
Nah, because you said if I got it right, I give it
I'm going to give it back.
Nah, I don't believe you. You're light skinned. But look, I was in Houston to make sure we were successful.
Doing what?
We got some big things coming, man.
Like what?
So we was doing a senior showcase, scout talent for the NCAA. A couple of players from the from senior high school trying to get into college.
The high school thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The bigger picture. You know we love the kids. So we trying to see the kids in a better position to what they were. So basically where I was you had 1,000 seniors that didn't get offered a D1 scholarship. So they were looking for D2 and D3 schools. So me, you know what I'm saying, interning, I was like, okay, cool. Maybe my school can help you out. So I went down, shot some film, you know what I'm saying? They gave your boy a media pass. Well, okay, Spider Sports Cave, we see y'all doing y'all little thing. We're going to let you in here.
You had one thing.
Yeah, I felt like somebody.
Like
you know what
I'm
saying? I was like, I'm in that thing. I felt like I was in there. Yeah. But I text you, fool. But you didn't text me back. And I understood it. I apologize for missing your barbecue. But we in there, though. So what's more important? Me missing his barbecue? Or us being in there? You talked about togetherness. Us is part of togetherness. We in there.
Well, then us should have went to Houston.
Man, you was barbecuing.
I would have canceled the barbecue.
You're right. That's my bad. But look, though. I got some footage.
Where's that?
You want to see it?
Where's that?
Do they want to see it? Let's see the footage.
Here where I go, I must let them know that I'm a beast, I'm a monster, I'm an animal. Here where I go, I must let them know that I'm a beast. beast, I'm a monster, I'm an animal. My name is Black Spider. Hi, nice to meet you. Hi, nice to meet you. Hi, nice to meet you.
You're watching Spidas Sports Cave, and I'm Joseph Duncan, owner and operator of Duncan McCall Photography. If you want quality professional work with none of the hassle, none of the BS, give me a call, 254-300-1367. See for yourself.
Gotta feel me. It's either feel me or kill me. Cause I'ma keep it 100, it's the real me. Came from the
Man, shout out to Joseph, man. Like, to be completely honest, that's the best photographer in Central Texas. Y'all might be sleeping on my boy, but I need you to wake up. He be putting down for CTX.
Yeah.
There's not another photographer who is more professional and deliver excellent quality like Joseph. Holla at him. But look, man, welcome back to Spidas Sports Cave. So we were sitting here arguing. We had we just had this.
It was not an argument. It was a conversational debate.
We're always arguing.
We are trying to make it seem like it's not so negative.
We're always arguing.
So we need to.
Why do argument gotta be negative?
We're not arguing right now.
Argument ought to be negative.
I know it's not, but why do we have to say arguing? It could be a conversational debate.
This is the point that I be making. That's all we do is argue. Look. Okay. We was having a conversational debate.
Don't that sound better?
No. It really don't.
All right, we was arguing.
Hey, we was in here about to throw blows. You know what I'm saying? We was getting that. Talking about system versus player. You know what? I'm going to let you talk about it then.
All right, so I'm like this, man. As a coach, right? I'm glad it's gone. I'm so glad it's gone. It's not coming back. As a coach, do you gear your system around players? Meaning talent, you know, what you have at your organization? Or do you recruit talent players based on your system? I think it's dependent on the sport. Me personally, I think it depends on the sport. Now, any system has to be a good system. But every system isn't for every player. As we know, IT. Your boy.
Get him out of here. I've been saying it for weeks.
And you was right. I'll give you that. You were right. Black Spider was right.
Get him out of here.
For once. So
all I need is one.
So I'm just saying, like every player is not geared for every system. You know, as an athlete, I know this. You know what I'm saying? Rolling.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
You obviously got something to say.
I'm listening, man. We already fussed. Let's not fuss now. The people don't want the fussing.
So as a coach, if you want to be successful, you have to figure it out. You know, what's better, the players that you have or your system?
What? I'm listening.
But you're doing an extra too.
You got my undivided.
No. All right. So if I'm coaching and I got players that are not necessarily better than my system, but if my system only works with my
get it out, man. Just get it out.
If my system only works with the players that I have, one of the two is flawed, right?
I'm listening.
Okay.
Get it out.
So let me ask you.
So what are you saying? Is it the player or the system?
I think it's the system.
Yeah, you think it's just, man, look, that's ridiculous. It's the player. It is the player. It's not the system.
But the player is going to perform differently versus the system.
No, it is the player. Let me tell you why it's the player. Because when you have a franchise player, it is your job to put pieces around the franchise player, not your system around the franchise player. Perfect example. Everybody calls Michael Jordan the greatest of all time, right? That's what people say, right?
Well,
I don't say that, but that's what people debate, right?
A lot of people say it.
Let's say, you got Michael Jordan who couldn't win a playoff series and got bounced so many times from a previous coach. So they brought Phil Jackson in with his triangle offense system. Michael Jordan thrived in that system, but he thrived just as well as a player outside of that system. They had to implement a system that would be beneficial to the player and the pieces around him. If you don't have quality players, your system is trash. You have to have the players. Another example, the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans got the most boring offense I've ever seen in my life. They got Deshaun Watson in. He had nothing to do with that offensive scheme. He came in with his dynamics, changed the whole damn system. Boss was on the roll. The boss was hot. Doing their thing.
So,
it's the player.
I digress. Do you build a system around a player, or do you make players adjust to your system?
Spell digress.
Digress.
Exactly. So what you do is, you got to get the player, and then you build a system around the player, man. That's it.
So here's the problem that I have with that, right? What happened when a player leaves? You build a new system?
No, you don't. Look, when you recruit, what do you recruit for? You don't, hey, he's a player. He got a helmet on. Let me get him on the field. No, you recruit players with talent.
Yeah, every player has talent.
Check it out, right? If I got a system going on and I had a player that I built my system around, you know what I'm saying? So let's say football. I knew linebackers was slow and couldn't tackle. So I built my offense around the slot receiver, killing the linebacker, the secondary. Mm-hmm. When I go and look and I'm recruiting and scouting, I'm looking for a replacement for you. They can do the same thing. So I'm looking for a player who can continue to destroy in the system built around the previous player.
So, you think that it's more important to build a system around the player?
Yeah. Every franchise, this is a fact. You ready for a fact? Fun fact, Black Spider, logic. So, every franchise always looks for a franchise player. They don't look for a franchise system. That is why our player is more important than the system. That's what franchises are looking for.
So since we're talking football, and we're talking systems and players, Nick Saban, does he have a great system? Or does he have just a great set of players?
I think Nick Saban has a great philosophy.
Which is?
Answer this for me. What do Nick Saban coach?
Football.
No. What part of the X's and O's does he coach?
Defense.
No, they don't. They got a defensive coordinator. They have an offensive coordinator. All he does is oversees it.
He ain't technically really a coach. I mean,
he is the face. He is the one that provides that philosophy, that structure, the organization, the discipline, the commitment. He is that big name.
So my question still stands. Does he have a good system, or does he just have great players every year?
I think he got a good system built around the players that he needs. Because look at the players Nick Saban get. Let's be honest. How many of them translate over to the NFL and be successful? None, right? Oh my God. I just agree with you. It's the system.
It's the system.
It took seven episodes.
We agreed on something.
We agreed. High five.
No, we can't do that far yet.
You gonna leave me hanging? You gonna leave me hanging? Thought you had a friend. Hey,
that's why I don't do it. That's why I don't do it. I knew it. I knew
he thought he had a friend. We gotta pay some bills.
Either way,
we gotta pay some bills.
We agreed on something.
We gotta pay some bills.
It was here on this day.
Hey, I need y'all to edit that out. Edit all of it. Just man, hey, throw the whole segment away. Just throw it all away.
We'll be back.
We'll be back. Pay some bills.
One of them boys may or may not make it.
They all three gonna make it.
Which one would you pick if you had to pick one?
I ain't picking none of them.
Which one do you love the least? I know which one you don't. I know which one is your least favorite.
Which one is my least favorite. Tell me which one it is.
It's the middle one.
What? Jello?
Yeah.
That's the best one. You see how he built? He built
You know
like
why?
me.
Because he built like you.
Ooh,
You just told on yourself.
Yes.
The youngest one is your least favorite.
You know what?
He don't like his youngest son.
Youngest son.
He don't like his youngest son.
Yes.
Ah!
Look at you. There you go. Come on, jump on in there.
Tried to psych myself up. It didn't work.
Oh, man.
Welcome back to Spidas Sports Cave. Of course, like we do all the time, arguing again. You know what? I'm not even gonna call it arguing no more. There's no need to. I called it bonding. We were bonding.
Over argument.
I just said so. We were conversing about. We were talking about the system and players, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Which we agreed on. Just FYI, in case y'all decide to edit it.
I've already had them to delete the whole damn segment. It's over. Ain't nobody will ever see that.
Finish what you were saying.
Okay, cool. So what I was saying was I was watching basketball the other night, and the Golden State Warriors was playing the Phoenix Suns.
Oh.
Guess who was coaching?
Steve Kerr.
Right, Steve Kerr was coaching, but not that. No.
Wait, you said was.
Yeah.
He get fired?
No, he didn't get fired.
He got ejected?
No, didn't get ejected.
I missed the game, so I didn't
So what happened was
enlighten me.
he let the players coach. How do you feel about a coach letting the players coach?
Wait, hold up. He just...
He said, hey, here's the clipboard. Do your thing.
He didn't do that.
Yes, he did. I got footage.
Where'd they do that at?
I got footage.
Let's see the footage.
No, you don't want to see it, man.
Where'd they do that at?
Did it NBA. Professional game.
Man, I know what it was.
How you feel about it?
Maybe, I mean, in this case,
Mm-hmm.
I think he could do it, man.
Okay.
I mean, mostly because the system works. Practice, perfect practice. If these guys have been doing the same thing every game, every practice, every time they touch the court, who needs a coach?
Okay. It's the system, right?
It's the system. A coach should be able to say, go out there and do what we did at practice.
Yeah.
If that's not working, we make adjustments. What adjustments do you need to make? I'm pretty sure we practiced adjustments.
Right.
So they should be able to do that.
So I don't agree with you at all.
Of course you don't.
I don't. But we agreed earlier.
We did.
But nobody ever see that because we deleted that whole thing.
Even though you just said it again, but go ahead.
I'm gonna edit that part too.
You can't edit the whole...
Yes, I can. Oh, look, this is America. All you gotta throw him a little piece of money, he's gonna get rid of it all. That's how it works.
See? That's why I need that payday loan.
Look, man. I wish we would be playing against each other and your team is coaching and not your coach.
I'd do it just to make...
That had to be the most disrespectful thing in the history of sports. Like, come on, man. You got an assistant coach. You could have let him coach the game.
He wanted a break.
No, he didn't. You don't disrespect me and don't disrespect me as an opponent and let your players coach. Although they won by 40-some points. But it goes back to what you said, the system. But who built that system? Mark Jackson built that system. He don't get enough credit. And everybody underneath Steve Kerr has been successful in that system. What's his name? Mike Brown.
Yeah.
Was successful. The boy Luke Walton was successful in that system and left to be the head coach of the LA Lakers.
They have a successful system.
Then Steve Kerr with his bad back Let the players coach, and they blew somebody out by 40. So what that tells me is the system works. You like you said, what's the point of the coach?
Trust the system. The coach is there for two things, in my opinion. One, he's there because he has to be. You know, you have to have somebody to deal with all the extra. You know what I mean? To deal with the press conferences and go to the meetings and have somebody to, you know, take the fall when the team doing dumb stuff. You know, you got to have a coach for that, right? So then you got to have a coach to, you know, coach outside of the game, apparently.
A coach is the foundation of everything, which is why he should never relinquish his power to let players to coach. When you allow players to coach and they blow a team out by 40-something, that only shows me that you're not needed as a coach, that anybody can step in and do your job. That's what that showed me.
On the contrary, mon frere,
let me tell you something.
The coach taught them.
Let me tell you something. I bet you the greatest coaches in the history of sports, let's take, like you said earlier, Nick Saban. I bet you won't see Nick Saban step back and be like, hey, here you go, coach the game, player. I bet you won't see Greg Popovich, one of the greatest NBA coaches ever, say, here you go, Kawhi Leonard, you're hurt, but I'm going to let you coach the game. No, man, that ain't what coaches do. That is disrespectful to the game. Don't disrespect the game, and don't disrespect me as an opponent to allow your players to coach us.
So why you think he did it?
Cockiness, arrogance, to show that, hey, anybody can do my job, and I will get anybody in there to do your job.
Welcome back to Spider Sports Cave. Hey, man, all right, so I know you did your thing out there in Houston. You know, I ain't salty about it no more. I know we trying to build, you know what I'm saying, get us on the map, you know.
Togetherness.
Anyway, so before the show, you know what I'm saying, we had some people that had some questions.
Okay.
You know, I think we should go ahead. We're going to address questions. So every week, you know what I'm saying, y'all got something, shoot us in the inbox. Let us know what you want us to talk about, or if you got something you want to address, we'll address it on the show. You know what I'm saying? So I had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, interesting questions that was asked. You know, one of them was, I ain't gonna say no names who they from, you know what I'm saying, just you'll know your question when it come up, you know, but somebody want to know, why do we always wear hats?
You want the politigrams or the real?
Hey.
Because they don't. Duh.
I mean, I wear a hat because sometimes I don't be feeling like, I got a lot of hair, and I just don't be feeling like doing it all the time.
He got a lot of hair and I'm losing hair.
Compliment each other.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
That's why we wear hats.
That's why we wear hats. You know what I'm saying? So, that's it. I hope that's good enough. Yeah, so
It better be.
What you got?
So, my question is, so we're not going to say their names, right?
Right, no names.
Okay, no name. All right. No name said, why don't we have other people on the show?
You want the real answer? Alright, so we invite other people, you know, to the show, and things come up, I understand. So sometimes the people that we invite on the show, or sometimes people reach out to us and say they want to be on the show, but they just can't make it sometimes. So that's the answer to that. It's not that we don't want to have other people on the show, just they just don't show up. So if you want to be on the show, hit us up. And if you say you're going to be on the show,
please come.
Please come.
Like, it's that simple. Don't say you're going to come. We give you a time. We give you the place. And then you don't show up. Just show up. And if you're not going to show up, like this week we had guests, you know, that said they was going to show up. They didn't show up. Didn't send a text, call, say they not, nothing. So that's why we don't have people on the show.
Yeah, and that's not no shade, you know what I'm saying? That's
cold hard facts. We try to keep it real. It is. We try to keep it real.
If you gonna come on. If you ain't, then don't tell us you gonna come.
Don't waste our time, man.
For real, because it's a method to the madness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
what's the next question? We ain't even talk about that anymore.
Somebody asked, why we only talk about football, basketball, and boxing?
Well, the reason why we had started out talking about football so much, because it was football season. I mean, that's
Yeah, we try to keep it seasonal.
clear as day.
Right?
The reason why we're talking about basketball is because it's basketball season.
It's keep it seasonal.
The reason why we're talking about boxing is because Floyd's the greatest of all time.
That's not why we talk about boxing.
That's why I talk about it. I mean,
Actually, you know you're absolutely right. That's the only time we ever talk about boxing.
yeah, because he's the greatest of all time. Now, we can talk about hockey. Wayne Gretzky is the greatest of all time.
You know what? Speaking of hockey, since we talking hockey, did you know that Korea? Do you follow the winner?
I watch a little bit.
Korea, a shout out, man. They scored their first goal ever in history against Japan. They got beat 4-1.
Yeah.
But when they scored that one goal,
Yeah.
boy, the stadium lit up.
Shout out to Progress.
Hey, you know what?
No, man, next question, man. Is it me? Is it me?
Just real quick, I just want to say
What you
this.
got?
If I'm not really sure how long Korea's been playing hockey, but if you just now scoring your first goal ever, you might want to give it up. First of all, how you even get to the Olympic? Hey, man. Hey.
What happened?
They scored their first goal in history.
We talked about that already.
I know, but if you've been playing hockey and you just now scoring your first goal,
Yeah.
you might want to look into another sport.
No, man.
Shout out to Progress.
Shout out to Progress.
What you got?
My next question is, who you taking? Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith?
What's the situation?
Don't even matter.
It do.
Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith?
That's tough for me. I'm gonna go with Barry. I'm taking Barry.
We're in the question answer portion, so I can't debate.
Yeah, he was ready
But
to
I wouldn't
argue
take
about
that.
that one.
Your turn.
You wouldn't take that?
Your turn.
I don't even like that though. Let's see. Okay, so the question was, will we ever film outside of Spider Sports Cave? We did.
Episode was 3
3 in Florida.
in Florida.
We did. What you gotta do, you gotta go back.
Yeah, you gotta go.
If you don't
back.
subscribe,
Yeah.
you don't get to see all the shows.
Man, like, open you. But yes, the thing is, we do record outside of Spider Sports Cave, but the name of it is Spider Sports Cave, so everything comes back to the cave. That's what it is.
Yeah. So
I got one more question, man. The question was, if you, as a GM, was putting together a starting 5 in the NBA, who would you take and why as your first overall pick?
oh man. Like all time?
All time.
My first overall pick would be, man, that's tough. I'm taking Shaq.
First?
Yep.
The most dominant player of all time.
Hey, I'm taking Shaq though.
Ooh.
Cause you can do a lot around
With the
Shaq. Yeah.
Ooh.
That's a big dude to be playing around. So you think about what Shaq did every team he went to. Talk about a system that changed. You can go from being a 3-point only team to being a low post team with Shaq. Who would you take?
Well, I can't disagree with your pick.
Hey.
That's a good one. The only thing that would take me away from Shaq is if we was playing by today's game. Today's game, there's no true centers. There's always 7-footers outside. Shaq couldn't even
And he
shoot a
can't
free throw.
shoot. You right.
So that's the only thing that would kill me. And he was slow. He's not finna guard you on the 3-point line. That's the only thing that killed me. Now me, my #1 pick overall ever. This is who I think is the greatest basketball player of all time. I know you waiting on me to say King James. So without further ado, the #1 pick ever by Black Spider is going to be Magic Johnson. First pick ever. 6'9", point guard, facilitator, get everybody involved. Smart, greatest basketball IQ probably ever of anybody who's played the game. Point guard who transitioned the entire game. The only reason why people do not put Magic Johnson as the greatest basketball player of all time is because of the shenanigans with the HIV. That's it.
Yeah.
That is the only reason.
Which has nothing to do with
Has
basketball.
nothing to do with basketball. But if you look at basketball in its entirety, the only reason why they called it the Showtime Lakers, Magic Johnson.
True.
He transitioned the game. The boy was beautiful.
Hey, I don't disagree with the pick.
You got Shaq, I got Magic Johnson. The one thing they got in common, they both played for the Lakers and got rings. Yes, sir.
You know.
You ain't got no more questions?
No, not this week, man.
Not this week?
We're going to address some more questions next week, but we're running out of time. Hey, like I said, hit us in the inbox. Let us know what you want to know. Got any questions? We'll answer them. If we don't get to them, we will get to them. What you got? You got one more or you good?
Man,
People
I had a question, but you probably going to feel some type of way about the question that they asked. Because you know in football, you flop every week. Go back and watch 6 episodes. So the question was, how is Chris Breezy a Dallas Cowboy fan and rooted for the Philadelphia Eagles?
Thanks for tuning in to Spider Sports Cave. We're going to go ahead and let y'all know. Next week, we're going to have a great show for y'all. Appreciate it. Keep the views coming. Subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I'm your co-host, Chris Breezy.
I'm your host, Black Spider.
We out.
We out.
It's Black Spider, y'all. They only fuck with the best, that's why they fucking with me. I put on for my city, this ain't nothing to me. I'm the man of the hour that they waiting to see. But I'm either sleep or somebody been out here sleeping on me. Somebody gotta wake up, let's wake 'em up, 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 wake up, let's wake 'em up. When it comes to this grinding, I've been putting in overtime. Hottest nigga in my city and I ain't even reached my prime.